The Star Wars Rebels episode Jedi Knight and also the episode Dume came out last night, and there is a lot to talk about. So today let's just talk about all the stuff that we can for this video, and just talk about where we think this series is going to go. First off, of course, we need to talk about Kanan and his death. That scene was really incredible, and there are a lot of things about the scene that I'm sort of questioning. The first is that I think Kanan might have actually known that this was going to happen, and I've kind of got a bit of a crazy theory going on about it. In the last episode, a wolf sort of appeared to him, and they said Dume over and over again, which is now, I guess, revealed to be that big wolf that Ezra encounters, but he's kind of saying it, and Kanan says that he now understands what the wolf wants him to do. Throughout the episode, Kanan is telling Sabine and Ezra, he says goodbye to them a couple times. He tries to comfort them in spots that normally he wouldn't. So I do get the feeling that he knew what was going to happen. A theory that Star Wars Explained had was that he purposely went to the fuel depot knowing what was going to happen, and knowing that that would make the mission complete for the Rebel Alliance, which is a really nice ending to his character. You know, him willfully saying that the cause is bigger than him and it's worth dying over. And also, it's a cause that Hera believes in, and he, for that, thinks it's worth it. And I just want to note that seeing Hera being so, I guess, saddened and torn in the episode Dume was honestly a really, really important moment for her character, because we haven't really seen her struggle. We've seen her trying to help the other characters with struggle, but this is the real first time that something's hit her, and it was kind of cool to see. Now, let's talk about the whole Kanan getting his sight back thing. There are a lot of theories about that. Some of them come from the Rebels Recon episode where the cast and crew are talking about it, and there are several ways people are interpreting it. The first is that it was more of a visual cue, and that he didn't literally get his sight back, he just sort of could see. I guess they've been sort of using sight as a metaphor during the season and the last, with Kanan being blinded, saying that he's always been able to see, not only with the Force, but I guess with his feelings. And I think that's what this could have been, as one of its explanations. It was just another metaphor for sight, and that he couldn't literally see once again, but it was metaphorical. The next theory is that the Force has rewarded him, and this sort of comes back to the wolf theory thing. He knew what was going to happen, he knew it needed to be done, that he needed to blow up the fuel reserve, and he knew that that was the will of the Force, and because he was following that, the Force rewarded him with being able to see his friends and Hera for the last time. The third theory is that in that very moment, he was so powerful in the Force was flowing through him so heavily that he could literally see, to the point where I guess he was still seeing through the Force, but it was just like seeing through his eyes. And I think this could have comes back to the Holocrons of Fate episode, where he could see through the holocron glare. He could literally see with his eyes, and I think that's because the holocrons were so powerful in the Force. So I think this could be another moment of that, where the Force just flows so heavily that even things like sight can come back. That, or he is seeing through the Force, and that was a visualization that in that moment he was seeing through the Force so strong, and they just wanted to show it to the audience. But I'm not sure. In the comments, leave whatever one of those theories, or one of your own theories, as to why his eyes went back to their original color in that scene. I want to see what you guys think. But now let's talk about what the future of this show hold. I think we've got about 4 episodes left, with one of them being a massive 90-minute episode. And I think now they're going to be really exploring the Force and the mythos. I don't know if there's really much more to see with the Rebellion, because, you know, we saw a lot of that in Rogue One. There's a chance that this could be literally where all the characters go out together at once, with maybe some sort of form of Kanan. I'm not sure if Kanan will have any part in the last 4 episodes, or if he's gone for good now with no spirits or anything like that. I think that they were going to explore some temples and some mythos of the Force, or at least Ezra is. There were some shots in the mid-season trailer of Sabine using Ezra's lightsaber, so Ezra might hand that over to Sabine. I think they could have some sort of relationship by the end as payoff for what was happening at the start. Basically, he gives her the lightsaber, he goes off on a spiritual journey, and the rest of the Ghost crew, I guess, sort of finish the battle on Lothal, maybe get killed. I'm not sure. I do think that at least Ezra has to die somehow, because there can't be any Jedi during the OT. Sabine could or couldn't die, that's up in the air. Zeb, again, same thing, and we know that Hera and Chopper survive, so at the very least they might go back to Yavin. I really hope we see the Ghost back in flight. I don't know if I really want to be on Lothal for that much longer. I think what's going to happen is Ezra might stay on Lothal, since he's got a lot of spiritual stuff to do on Lothal. It's his home planet, and it'd be cool to see the rest of the rebels go back to Yavin and do some sort of final battle. But I don't know what that final battle could be if it's not going to be Scarif. I don't really know how interested I am in seeing Sabine, Zeb, and Hera just kind of tag along with Ezra as he explores Jedi ruins. I really want that to be Ezra's thing. Even though I'm not too fond of Ezra as a character, it wouldn't make sense for him to be with the rest of the crew. And it would also just be nice to have an A plot and B plot, that being Ezra's spiritual journey and the rebellion journey. That's kind of how the Star Wars Rebels show has been throughout the whole series. There's always been the two sides of it, being the spiritual Jedi stuff and the Force, and the rebellion stuff. And you can see that with pretty much all the best episodes. You can see that with Twilight of the Apprentice, that was all Jedi stuff, and then 0 Hour, that was all rebellion stuff. And then for most of the other episodes, it kind of just meshes. I really don't know what the final episode could entail at this point. I guess that we haven't really seen anything building up. I think it would be cool to see one last lightsaber fight that will likely either be between Ezra and Vader or Ezra and the Inquisitors. I really want to see an Ezra versus Inquisitors. I've been saying it since the start of Season 4. I want to see all of the remaining Inquisitors we haven't seen yet, which will probably be 3 or 4 of them, all go against Ezra at once, but because he's become so powerful and full of, I guess, anger from Kanan, I think he'll be able to best all of them, then to be killed by Vader. There's a chance Kanan's lightsaber could return and Ezra could dual wield them by the finale. Who knows? Now, if you don't like reading episode synopsises, I'm just going to talk about something really quick that has to do with that. So if you don't want to hear about that, I'm just going to talk about that now. So there's your warning. The last 4 episodes of Star Wars Rebels are going to be called Wolves and a Door, where Ezra and the Ghost crew will learn that the Empire has plans for the Jedi Temple on Lothal, and I'm really glad that we're returning to that Jedi Temple. The next episode will be called A World Between Worlds, where other rebels will engage with Imperial forces outside the Jedi Temple while Ezra is inside, gaining experience and a revelation. So like I said before, the A plot and B plot thing will be prevalent, and that's exactly what I want. So I think that will be a really cool episode. But then we've got A Fool's Hope, which has no synopsis, and that sounds quite interesting. I'm not sure what it's going to be about. And that comes out in March, that's episode 14. And then for episode 15 and 16, which is the finale, is Family Reunion and Farewell, which is a fitting title for the final episode of the show. So that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be making as many videos as I can. More on Rebels, some on the Solo movie once it comes out, and really just anything you guys like. If you have enjoyed this video, once again, please hit that like button. I need likes. Likes on my self-esteem. Please hit that like button. If you would like to see some non-Star Wars content, I'm going to start uploading properly to my second channel. You'll see some videos already there, but they're not going to be what the type of content is going to be on that channel, so just bear with me. I'll start making content over there as soon as possible. But yeah, big channel announcements coming out either tomorrow or the next day. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great day.